HHSolid Beats.
This is a Celo Beats production.
Hello dear viewers, you're watching Nino's product reviews. I'm your host Nino, and today we're going to take a look at the Simbans i76 7-inch quad-core tablet, which supposedly also comes with a free screen protector, but we'll see that in a moment as I open it. In the meantime, a bit about the hardware. We're talking quad-core A33 processor, which is a low-end processor, but it's actually one of the best low-end processors, let's call it that way, so the best among the weaker ones. It's 7-inch, obviously, not 16 by 9 capacitive 5-point touchscreen. The resolution would be 1024 x 600 pixels. We've got 8GB NAND flash, which can be upgraded to up to 32GB via microSD card. 512MB of DDR2 RAM. Operating system is Android KitKat 4.4. And we've got two 0.3 megapixel cameras, one in the back, one in the front. I was surprised, but those are the hardware specs, and we're gonna take a look at those later and see if that's really that way, so if it's really true. In the package, as you can see, we have standard micro USB cable. What else is there? We have a manual. Let's see if the manual offers us the English language. Should, and it looks like it does. Yep, there we go. It's a very nice manual actually, with pictures, and explains everything in detail, which is rarely these days, especially when it comes to Chinese products. Then we have the promised screen protector, which is pretty nice. It's always great not to have to buy this thing additionally. The next thing that we'll find is also another extra, which is well, no, first the wall charger. Obviously that's not an extra, that's a must, although some people will just give you a cable like the microSD. And here we have a very nice adapter, which will enable us to use things like USB sticks and other similar devices straight out with this tablet, or with other devices of this kind. Now the first thing I would like to show you is the back of the device. Here we can insert a micro SD card as mentioned. That's what I'm gonna do, and I'm going to show you how this looks. Now if you see my previous reviews, you know that these Chinese devices, by the way, it looks very nice. As you can see, I've customized it quite a bit by now. These Chinese devices, they like to divide their storage always in two parts. I never understood why, but here we have internal storage ones, and we see about a gigabyte, a little bit less, and then we have another internal storage which is over 5GB, which is basically part of that in the first one. And then here's the SD card, which I just inserted, which is just an 8GB SD card, but you know, it'll be more than enough. And if we use this little part here, as I've mentioned before, we can attach something like this USB stick here. Hold on, let me plug it in, and then the device will recognize that, or at least it should, and show us that we're working with that space as well, so we could read things straight from it, play movies, whatever you want really. So this makes it very convenient to transfer things from your PC without actually connecting the tablet. So that's a pretty nice thing. Let's see if it's recognized. Again, the internal storage, the second internal storage, which is typical for the Chinese ones, the micro SD card, and here we have the USB storage. Now if you don't like this being divided, the internal storage in two parts, you could reverse this if you rooted the device, but I will not advise on it. It's really not necessary. Now if we move on, I'm going to show you one of the main functions why you might want this device. Since it's essentially a low-end device, it's going to perform pretty well for such a cheap device, but at the same time this is not a high-end device. So let's check if you can browse nicely, and as you can see, I can zoom in, zoom out. It's absolutely not a problem, and this is really why you would need such a device. I personally would not go for a low-end device if I want to do my higher computing tasks. What I'm gonna do is email, browsing, no, just use it as a small tablet on the side, something to just replace me having to pull out my laptop or using my desktop PC when I'm in bed, and at the same time have a little bit of a bigger screen. And it does that pretty well. As you can see, the sites are loading very fast. You got the nice pinching zoom effect here. It works pretty snappy, so I can't complain. This is For an A33, it's definitely very responsive and very nice. What we're gonna do next is benchmark it by using some games. Here I'm playing a bit of Fruit Ninja. Please disregard the fact that I suck so bad at it, but you know how it is. I'm not playing this just because I enjoy it, but rather because I want to show you that it runs very smooth. There's no slowdown. There's nothing it recognizes when I use several fingers, so that's pretty nice. Everything seems to be working very well. That's another plus for this tablet. It's definitely making a good impression. As long as you don't go for high-end things, it will not be able to run games like, for example, Asphalt. Here I'm playing Plants vs Zombies 2. Another very nice game. As you can see, the animations are fluid. Everything is just working very well. And there's again no slowdown, no kind of issues. The game installs very easily. It runs absolutely perfectly, and you can really enjoy it yourself. You could give this tablet, for example, to a kid, or if you're someone who, as mentioned before, just needs a casual small tablet, nothing to spend too much time with. This is definitely going to be a very nice investment for you, and considering how cheap it is, it's something worth taking in any case. But I would like to move on to the next game. So here I'm playing a little bit of Temple Run, and as you can see, the accelerometer is working very well. The device seems to be having no problems. Again, there's no slowdown, and again, while this game is not very heavy on the device, it does offer some okay graphics, I would say. It is not the heaviest game, but that's not what we're going for. It would be absolutely unfair to test this device against something even heavier than this. And in general, like I said, for kids or for people who just want to use it casually, this will definitely be a very nice pick. Now we're gonna move on to the camera. As always, you know my opinion when it comes to tablet cameras. They suck, and they're just there as a gimmick. I've said it so many times, but I'll say it again. I absolutely see no point in these damn cameras. I think they're a waste of resources. Here you have things like panorama picture, as you can see, and you can shoot videos with this camera. You can take pictures, but as you can see, everything is very clunky and slow. The software is trying its best to work with the limited hardware, but honestly, we have terrible cameras here. There really isn't much you can do to make this situation any better. If you want a tablet for its camera, you're doing something wrong. There's just I personally would never pull out a tablet somewhere in a public place. I've seen these people who look like douchebags. They pull out a tablet, hold it like it's a picture frame, and try to take a picture of something. It's just ridiculous, and you're never gonna get that good of a camera with a tablet as you would from a phone, or ideally from an actual camera. But it's there, so I want to show it to you. It will definitely work very well for things like Skype calls and other similar VoIP options. The front camera works just as good as the back one, which doesn't say much because the back one isn't particularly good. But all in all, I think it's a pretty nice device. It will do its job very well. It's extremely cheap, and it's absolutely core in the stock Android feeling. So if you're looking for that, you're gonna be pretty satisfied. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If so, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to support me and my channel, just click on the Patreon sign up there. You'll be taken to my Patreon page. Or be sure to just click on the Amazon side, which will redirect you straight to the product from where you can buy it. If you do so from my link, it helps my channel a little bit. But in any case, I would like to thank you for watching my video again, and I hope to see you on the next one.